and for that matter to be one of the family members, the loved ones of those who are being held. And with that thought, I can introduce Adam Marnitz, whose cousin, Idan, is expected to be released. He's one of those hostages. He's here in the studio with me. Adam, welcome to you.
Thank you.
Adam, I can barely imagine what it must be like to be in your shoes now, watching this news story develop, what looks like imminent news of a ceasefire deal, which your every hope is that your cousin will be among the first to be set free.
That is the hope, John. But you know, it's one of the problems is that we don't even know if Tahi's alive. Right? We've not been given the proof of life that he is, and everything's going down to the wire. And we've still had no confirmation. He's never been visited by the Red Cross or a diplomat or a doctor from the UN or anything. Last time we had any proof of life from him was in a Hamas psychological warfare type of video that they put together earlier in January 2024. That was the last time we had any kind of evidence.
How did he feature in that video?
He was looking gaunt and pale and thin and bleary-eyed, but alive. And he was forced to say things and being coerced by the terrorists to say whatever he needed to say. And then in the video, they said that he was dead, but they never showed his body. And we've been always working on the assumption, we've had no intelligence to suggest that he is dead. Hamas have never been shy about showing the bodies of people who are dead. And so we're really holding on to hope that he is alive. But it's like this situation right now where I'm literally looking at the news every second to see if there's any, and checking my family WhatsApp group to see if there's been any phone call or any news about Tahi's welfare.
Adam, I'm so sorry to hear what you're going through, and we can only, like you, hope for the best possible news. It must be so difficult. Could you tell us then? Just tell us a little bit about Tahi, your cousin, and the way that he was taken.
Yeah.
Because of course every one of those hostages have a story.
They do. There's 98 hostages at the moment, and everyone is a horrible story of one kind or another. Tahi was taken from his home after the terrorists invaded Nahal Oz community in the south of Israel. They were in hiding, and terrorists had gained access to the community. They took a 17-year-old boy named Tomer around house to house, forcing him to speak Hebrew to lure anybody in hiding out. My family heard his voice but weren't fooled. They knew that it was a ruse. They hid in the bomb shelter, but of course these are bomb shelters that are designed to protect people from rockets, not from intrusion. And the terrorists eventually got frustrated. They shot through the door and they shot Tahi's firstborn daughter, Mayan, in the head. Mayan died instantly. Tahi had to see his firstborn die in his arms. She had just celebrated her 18th birthday only a few days earlier. The balloons from her birthday party were still up in the house. He was in distress and shock, visible shock. And we know all this because as the terrorists gained entry to the bomb shelter and took the other remaining children and his wife Gali out into the sitting room, they forced his wife Gali to unlock her phone so they can live stream it onto her Facebook. A lot of my family found out about what was happening that way. That clip of the children speaking to the terrorists, because the terrorists were trying to tell the youngest, Shachar, who was 9 at the time, to shut up. He was crying, he was hysterical, he just saw his eldest sister murdered. His older sister, his sister Yael, told the terrorists, sorry, we can't make him stop, you've just killed his sister. And the terrorists, and she says this in English to them, and they say back to her, she's with your God now.
That is an unspeakable experience. I can only, Adam, express our appreciation of your joining us in this way and sharing your experiences and your thoughts.